Hello, everybody. This is Mickey Lynn Larson-Olson, aka Q Patriot, January 6th, inmate 376303. I am not sitting down for my one meal of the day. I haven't been on here because I have been thoroughly enjoying my vegetable soup that I put chicken in that I made a few days ago. And so I've just been eating that for my leftovers. It's been amazing. And I put some noodles I made from scratch and with some kamut from Bob's Red Meal. And so I made some noodles from scratch and put in with the vegetable soup and some chicken. And I'm still thoroughly enjoying that. So that's all I've been eating, just leftovers. But I bought a bunch of peaches from a truck that rolled through Abilene, and when I went there, I just thought I'd just grab, like 3-4 peaches or whatever, but they sell them by the box, and it's like 20 pounds, and I love peaches, and so I went ahead and I bought a box, and it's just me. So I've been enjoying my peaches, and today I made something I've never made in my life, but I absolutely love, and that's peach cobbler. And I used to have a boss, his wife made like the best peach cobbler ever. Like, it was amazing. We always loved to have our potlucks because she always made it for us. And so anyway, but I had all these peaches. I don't want them to go bad. And so I went ahead and made peach cobbler for the first time ever. And I made homemade ice cream to go with it. I've never made that before either. It's melting a little bit now, but that's because I let it sit out a little bit for like 10 minutes to get it soft. But yeah, I made some homemade ice cream yesterday to go on my peach cobbler. So my good friend Ruben Rodriguez said, Mickey, you're going to have to make you some homemade ice cream to go on your peach cobbler. And I said, yeah, that's a good idea. So I did. And I couldn't be happier because I've already tried it. And it is amazing. I wanted this peach cobbler to have a little bit of coconut. I love the flavor of coconut, and especially when it comes with fruit. I like my dishes to be a little bit different. So I don't go by just the recipes on, other than my cookies, about the only thing. But other than that, I don't really go by recipes. But I do go to Google. I'll go all the time. I'll go to Google and I'll be like, hey, what do you think about me adding this or that? And if it's not a good idea, we'll say, yeah, that's not you don't want to go that way, or that it is a good idea. And this one, I only had, for my ice cream, I only had half and half, and I had a can of coconut milk. Full fat coconut milk. And so I was asking Google, I said, well, what, because really you want as little water as possible when you're making ice cream, especially when you're not churning it. This was not churned, this was just made in my freezer. So anyway, but you don't want to, you want as little water as possible. So you want as much fat and that. So this one I made my own condensed milk. So it said condensed milk is the best, especially if you don't have like a full fat, milk. So I had a whole milk, but I didn't have heavy whipping cream. So if you don't have like a heavy whipping cream, then you can adjust things. So mine was the condensed milk, which included milk, and I think it was like 3 tablespoons of butter and sugar. So I made my own condensed milk. It was like a quarter cup of sugar. And for this, and it's really turned out, I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. But I added some coconut to this as well as coconut extract to my, and vanilla extract to my peach cobbler. So, but yeah, that's my ice cream I made. I got two little ones like this, containers. It's so, I agree. I think the condensed milk, making the condensed milk from scratch, all you have to do is say, hey Google, can I make condensed milk from scratch? It'll give you a recipe. Do with whatever you want. That's what I did. It turned out amazing. And that condensed milk really, definitely. So yeah. And then it asked for water. The recipe came up for water. So I said, hey Google, can I put my whole milk instead of this water? And they said, yeah, that's a good idea. Because again, you're trying to get your fat content up and your water content down so it doesn't get too many crystals. But this is like a vanilla, but I went ahead and added a vanilla ice cream, but I added some coconut. Oh, but I've never made ice cream. So anyway, so you mix all that and just do that. Just go, hey, I want to make me some vanilla ice cream. I don't have an ice cream machine. I have half and half, and I have coconut milk and milk. And it'll give you a recipe and just jump off it. Again, it said condensed milk is the best. I didn't have condensed milk, plus I try to be real careful with the ingredients in my food. So if I can make it and know what's in there, I'm going to make it. Because otherwise there's a lot of preservatives and stuff. If you make it yourself, then you're not going to deal with any of that. So I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. So I also used, for the flour, I use soft white wheat. I get this on Amazon. This is my go-to for my soft white wheat. And I milled it in my Nutri-Meal Harvest, And so these are my, can you see it? So those are my wheat berries, okay? And I always, if I can, now I had some fighting with my Hawaiian rolls the other day, so I got me some different wheat, so we'll try that. So anyway, let's see. Like I said, I have never made peach cobbler before. I did add some cinnamon, and one of the things it said, I love like the way the coarse sugar looks, like glistens on, the peach cobbler, right? I like the way that looks. So I said, hey Google, can I do that? It said, sure Mickey, you can do that. All you got to do is take, I think it was a half a cup of regular granulated sugar, a tablespoon of water, and a little bit of vanilla. Mix it all up to where it almost looks like sand. You'll have your oven. Your oven will be on and preheated to 250 degrees. You'll put, after you get done mixing it, you'll put it like a mold, like a mound. You'll make like a mound. You won't spread it out like normally we're used to spread it out. You'll make like a mound, right? And stick it in the oven for like 5 minutes. Take it out, let it cool off for like 5 minutes, and it'll be like this. It'll be all hard. And then you'll take your rolling pin and roll it out, and you'll get that nice, see that nice glistening? Yeah. So you get that. Didn't I do good? Let's see how it tastes, but I think it looks pretty amazing. It said 35 to 40 minutes. I cooked it for 30. I think it looks fantastic. Everybody's oven is different. That I did cook it for 350 for 30 minutes. Everybody's oven's different. I already know that usually mine cooks a little hotter. Plus, I cook with freshly milled flour. So anyway, but my ice cream, oh, just really. So yeah, just do that. And then, my whole thing is I don't really get on here and be like, oh, put this much. It's more, I want people to experiment, and I want them to see all the amazing things they can do themselves so that it's so much healthier for you and your family. And it'd be so fun. Like making ice creams, you don't even have to have an ice cream maker, okay? So with this ice cream, right after you mix it all, and you'll stick it in the freezer for 30 minutes. You'll take it out, you'll mix it up, stick it back in the freezer. Now it says do it 30 minutes, for 2 hours. I went ahead and did it. I put it, mix it up, put it back in, 30 minutes, take it out, mix it up, put it back in. I did that actually until it was almost completely like an ice cream, because the more you do that, the less crystals you'll have, and the more it will be creamy and rich like an ice cream. So that's what I did. But you don't have to do that. And then after that, I went ahead and but I think I left it in the freezer, and it was pretty much done. 4 to 5 hours it was done, but I left it in overnight. I wanted to have it done last night so that when I made my peach cobbler today, I would already have my ice cream ready to go, because to me, nothing better than some peach cobbler with some vanilla ice cream, or in my case, some coconut ice cream that I decided. So let's see how this turned out. If it's yummalicious, yum yum, or if it's bleh. This is not my one meal a day, but I am just going to be having my leftovers soup until I'm sick and tired of it, or before I go into kind of the ingredients on this, or how I did it, what I remember anyway, I want to make sure it tastes good for me. Anyway, okay, so also whipping cream, of course. You can make your own whipping cream, but I like ice cream, and that's what I made. And I'm very proud of how it turned out. Look at that. Ooh, doesn't that look amazing? Doesn't that look fabulous? Yeah. Okay. It's past the looks test. It looks amazing. So let's see how it tastes. Yummalicious yum yum, or blah. Yeah. And I use my freshly milled flour, so it's always just learning how to use that. Make it up. Oh my God. Oh my God. So people think I just eat good. No, it's more I just eat one meal a day. But I eat whatever I want, pretty much. But I still try to be on track. But oh my goodness. Oh my God. But if I want a yummy treat, I'm gonna have me a yummy treat. But I'm gonna try to make sure I know where all the ingredients are coming from. And I do. I know the peaches come from a good place out in Colorado. So, organic. But isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I've never made peach cobbler before. I've always liked it a lot. But I use fresh peaches. I don't like it when the peaches are hard or like apples. Like if I'm eating an apple pie, I don't like the apples to be hard. These are perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh my goodness. Yes, I think I'm going to be a very naughty girl today, because this is amazing. Yep. I have to call my awesome Chief Dawson, see if she wants to come over and get her some peach cobbler. She's out with her donkeys. She goes out with her donkeys on the weekends. Yep. Chief would love that. Okay, so yeah, I'm really happy. Let me see if I can break this down, how I did it. Okay. So, the peaches, I did 6 medium peaches. It said 1 to 1.5 pounds. I actually went closer to 2, and only because I'd already cut up 6 peaches. So it was actually closer to 2 pounds. Absolutely perfect. And I did something that wasn't on the recipe either, but I thought I really like the feeling on peach cobbler. So I went ahead and I used some of my freshly milled flour, and I took a couple of handfuls of my freshly milled flour and I threw them on the peaches, so there'd be more of a crunch, plus it thickens the sauce. So on the inside I used brown sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and cinnamon. I used 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I used 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon extract. Oh, yeah, well, we'll get to that. Okay, so I'm just trying to go in my head. Like I said, though, go ahead and do a search or get you a recipe. But I just really just go off what feels right for me. Oh, okay, so then the freshly milled flour, mine, whenever you're using freshly milled flour, do not go, oh, 1 cup, 2 cups. Freshly milled flour does not work like that. So for me, Google had given me cups. So I said, hey, Google, can you let me know how much this would be in my freshly milled flour, my soft white wheat, because every grain is different also. Like how much they weigh is a little bit different. So, and it said 80 to 85 grams. I went ahead and put 90 because, again, I like the crust. So I went ahead and put a little extra. And so trying to remember everything. I'm probably forgetting something, I'm sure. Anyway, but go ahead and just do a search on that. So The one thing is, so my freshly milled flour, right? So I milled 90 grams freshly milled flour, and so then you're gonna put this separate. You're gonna put your freshly milled flour, and it was 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, is that it? Again, go ahead and look, but I think that was it. But anyway, you'll mix all that up together. All right. Then you're going to, before you do anything, like after you do your sugar at 250, right? Unless you have coarse sugar. I didn't have any coarse sugar, and I really wanted that, so I made it myself. So anyway, you'll put your oven and preheat your oven at 350, okay? So once you're about ready to put everything in the oven, you will put I made mine an 8x8 dish because it's just me. Unless Chris comes get some, but it's just me. So I made it an 8x8 dish, and so it was one for me, my dish, because of the size. So of course, if you have a bigger pan, you're gonna need more ingredients. Okay, so you put a stick of butter down at the bottom, and you'll melt that. All right. Once it's all melted, then you will put your batter that you mixed. Oh, so your batter, right? You'll also your liquid ingredients. You'll also have I think it was 1 cup of milk. But you're gonna make a batter, okay? So it's gonna have the liquid and the flour and everything. So you're gonna combine your liquid ingredients to your wet ingredients, and you're gonna make a batter, okay? And you'll pour the batter on top of the butter. Don't stir it. Do not stir it. And then you will layer your peaches and all the liquids that's with the peaches. You're gonna want all that, okay? And then I sprinkled the coarse salt on there, okay? And I sprinkled some of the coarse salt down at the end. So anyway, and I used the brown sugar inside, like the filling, right? But then I used the coarse sugar with the batter. So, okay? Then what's going to happen is your batter is going to rise up over your peaches, and that's how it looks like that, okay? But it's not because you stir. Don't stir it, and it'll cook up. Mine, it took 30 minutes. So anyway, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to be naughty today, and yeah, that turned out. Yeah, the soft white wheat is really good for like biscuits and stuff like this, like pastry and pies and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's all turned out amazing. And so I am gonna bring up about Joe Felz. I think that's how you say his last name. I'm actually pretty shocked. I've been in this movement, this truth movement, heavily since Roseanne Barr sent out a tweet November 17, 2017, and asked who is Q. I'd never heard of this young man before, which was surprising. And a lot of my people that have been really part of this movement hadn't heard of him either. regardless, he was getting ready to put out there, out on a website he created, like in a few days, he was getting ready to put it out there, these old Bibles, and to prove everybody they have been messing with our Bibles. And one of the big things was, us Anons have been saying it for years. Us Anons have been saying it. And that is that Palestine is actually the Holy Land, and they stole, the Rothschilds stole, well, they got land. The Rothschilds got land from Palestine, and they named it the State of Israel. But the Bibles prove the real story. And I always found it interesting that you can't get your DNA tested if you live in Israel, because it's going to prove that you're not a Hebrew Jew. So, and then when you talk to Orthodox Jews, they'll tell you the difference between a Zionist and an Orthodox Jew. So, anyway, and he was teaching everybody about, like Nikola Tesla was doing before he ended up gone. And that was, Nikola Tesla said he didn't feel right charging people for energy. He said because it's all around us. That's what Nikola Tesla said. But the greedy evil bastards, they wanted money. So they found a way to charge us for something God gave us. Like most things God gave us, to water and everything else is being gifted to us by God. We're one nation under God. And so he was teaching people how to do these amazing things and create their own energy and how to live off the grid. And he lived in a van. And so I am a crazy conspiracy theorist. I happen to know there's about 900 people the world thinks are dead that are actually alive. And it's my hope that Joe is one of those. That because of what he was getting ready to put out there for all of humanity to research themselves and read these old Bibles. I think he had like over 18,000 pages from these old Bibles. And in 3 days, it was going to be out there. And the whole world would then know about, because one of the old Bibles said that Palestine was the Holy Land. And it's the Palestinians that have that Hebrew Jew blood. And that's why they won't let you go and check your blood if you live in the state of Israel, the state created in 1948. So anyway, well, that would just not be good for the state of Israel, would it? No, it would not. So I pray he's in witness protection. That's my hope. But regardless, God bless him. I just found this young man. I'm already learning so much from this young man. And people are talking a lot about his tattoos. I put all information that is coming my way out. I let people decide for themselves what they think. But even if he was part of that at some point, I believe all of us, we none of us are the same. I'm not the same person I was I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. So unless you are exactly the same person you were, you need to back off. You just think, and you, Tyler, whatever your freaking name is, what is it, Hanson? Tyler Hanson, you're an idiot, all right? You are an idiot. I stopped following you a long time ago. So this idiot's out there saying Joe is Ethan Hawke. And he's got the face-to-face, right? Oh, just Ethan Hawke, right? You dumb fuck. Ethan Hawke is 5'10" and a half. Joe was 5'4". Even with the best of lifts, you are not going to get somebody that's 5'4" to be 5'10". You're an idiot, okay? And I stopped following you a long time ago because of other idiotic things that I know you're an idiot about. So anyway, really, fuck you. Double middle finger military salute, Tyler Hansen. Okay? And it's my true belief, if people were up to no good, anyone guilty of having anything to do with causing harm in any way to Joe, oh, they're going to get their justice. They will get their justice because, nope, I don't believe for one single second that he killed himself. I don't believe that for a second. He had been working on this. He was so excited for the world to see everything and learn and so yeah, I don't believe he killed himself. I don't believe it. You can't convince me of it. I know there's a whole bunch of people the world thinks hung themselves that didn't, that are alive and well. So yeah, no, not buying it. Not one bit. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and it's Yummalicious Yum Yum time. I'm gonna eat this peach, finish eating my peach cobbler and my ice cream. And then later on tonight, I'm going to have me a bowl of my soup. I've been busy doing a lot of yard work because my lawnmower had broke, and I got me one of those weed whackers, and I got me one of those old-timey lawnmowers. You know, there's no motor or anything. And then I got me a chainsaw. So I had my neighbor's tree limbs fell into my yard a while back when I was in D.C. We had a big storm come through. And then some of my tree, some limbs came down. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of yard work. But I didn't want all these Yummalicious Yum Yum peaches to go to waste. So I decided to make something. And boy, I am definitely going to make this again. It'll be on my Thanksgiving table if my son comes home. My son came home last year for Thanksgiving, and it was just me and my son. So that was unique because I thought it was just going to be me. And my son turned out, he's in the United States Navy. He's a nuclear mechanic, and he showed up, calls the night before, says, "Hey, Mom, I'm coming home." I'm like, oh, well, because, I kind of just stopped for me now. So anyway, we got it. His dad was like, yeah, I'll loan you some money and so you can get, some food for y'all for Thanksgiving. So anyway, but if my son comes home, I'm making that mac and cheese with ham for him again for Thanksgiving dinner. And I am going to make some of this Yummalicious Yum Yum peach cobbler with some homemade ice cream. I think my son was different because his favorite ice cream, like forever, was vanilla. So I'll probably just leave it plain for him. I won't put no coconut. Although he loves my coconut shrimp. I always make that for him when he comes home. So again, this is Mickey Lynn Larson-Olson, a.k.a. Q Patriot, January 6th, inmate 376303, where we go one, we go all. The best is yet to come. Y'all have a great day. God bless.